Hi, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, all. Welcome to the fourth lecture from the sixth module. In this lecture, I am going to discuss about the 8 dimensions of leadership. Leaders are found at every level of an organization. Leaders often need to orchestrate people around complex goals, deal with people who choose to resist, and try to gain alignment from people with a variety of interests. The challenge is to develop their talents and make them more effective. Leaders have the power to choose alternative ways of thinking, acting, and behaving. The dimensions of leadership provide leaders with personal insights, a model to increase their flexibility in leadership behavior, and resources to which they can return as they gain more experiences and become more multidimensional leaders. The dimensions of leadership are classified into pioneering leadership, energizing leadership, affirming leadership, inclusive leadership, humble leadership, deliberate leadership, resolute leadership, commanding leadership. The most effective leaders use all 8 dimensions of leadership as needed and when necessary. The multidimensional leaders know that great leadership requires a wide variety of competencies and relationship skills. No person manifests all of these dimensions all of the time. However, every effective leader will not to be able to use each dimension at various points in his or her career. Let's see in detail the different dimensions of leadership. First of all, I am going to discuss about the pioneering dimension. Pioneering leaders are adventurous and driven to keep seeking bigger and better roles and experiences. They are very confident in their vision and enjoy winning others to their point of view. They want to drive the group towards results, to share their passion and energy, and more than anything, to keep things moving at a rapid pace. They inspire a team to venture into an uncharted territory. These achievement-oriented leaders exude an air of confidence and authority, and they tend to set lofty goals for both themselves and the team members. On the other hand, they are likely to ignore the needs of their followers or just not to take the time to understand their reality. Their bias towards action can get their team moving quickly, but it can also cause them to overlook systemic problems. Pioneering leaders should increase their effectiveness through focusing on patience, humility, and consideration in their dealings with others. Then coming to the second dimension of leadership, that is energizing dimension. Energizing leaders pump up the energy around them. They tend to be spontaneous, outgoing, and encouraging. Ideas flow from their lips. They try to create innovative environments around them. It is a great dimension to draw upon when launching a new initiative, before a big game, or when initiating a change in the focus of the team. If the leaders act most comfortably in the energizing dimension, they are probably love taking a new idea and running with it. They are naturally excited by new ideas and new people. The energizing dimension has its potential failings too. New ideas can distract a leader from the routine details and obstacles that need to be taken care of. He or she can appear to be scattered and inconsistent. Their excitement and optimism can lead them to neglect potential problems. Energizing leaders would increase their effectiveness through being more objective and following through the task. Then coming to the third one, that is known as affirming dimension. Affirming leaders are friendly, approachable, and nice to be around. They are upbeat, easygoing, and positive. They work to create workplaces that are harmonious and caring, where everyone is respected. As one of 8 dimensions of leadership, this is one tends to be most laid back, patient, and supportive of their staff and colleagues. They often promote an informal collaborative culture. However, the affirming dimension has its own limitations. Their discomfort with the conflict can make them hesitate to hold others accountable or give tough feedback. They can also take criticism too personally. Affirming leaders should increase their effectiveness through acknowledging others' flaws and by confronting problems. Then coming to the fourth dimension of leadership, that is inclusive dimension. Those with the inclusive dimension tend to be good listeners who foster collaboration and understanding with others, accepting, diplomatic, patient, and dependable. They are prone to adopt cautious, methodical pace to ensure thoughtfulness. And the limitations of these dimensions are: they are passive, that means often allowing others to take advantage of their patient nature and threatened by change or unknown problems. They are prone to internalizing problems and avoiding conflict. And inclusive leaders would increase their effectiveness by displaying self-confidence and revealing their true feelings. Then coming to the fifth dimension, that is humble dimension. Humble leaders are fair-minded and practical, often able to distinguish what systems and structures would meet other people's needs. They are able to recognize their mistakes, learn from others, give credit where credit is due, maintain their composure, and keep their personal egos in check. They can be overly cautious because they value stable environment. They are naturally cautious of change, and innovation can cause them stress. They are also more comfortable out of the spotlight. Humble leaders would increase their effectiveness by being decisive, showing a sense of urgency, initiating change and speaking up. Then coming to the next dimension, that is deliberate dimension. Deliberate leaders tend to be systematic, cautious and analytical. They do their homework. They get to the bottom of problems before they propose solutions. They are most comfortable working at a disciplined and moderate pace, ensuring accuracy in their craft or their profession. They can be demanding of their followers, paying less attention to their needs, and more inclusive and affirming leaders. This type of leader can found working independently, deep in analysis and planning, solving complex problems. They can seem detached and unemotional in their pursuit of high quality outcomes. Deliberate leaders would increase their effectiveness by acknowledging others' feelings and looking beyond data. Then coming to the next dimension of leadership, that is resolute dimension. Resolute leaders are highly determined. Their strong-willed persistence and their inner strength give people to courage to get through times. Leaders who primarily use the resolute dimension tend to be challenging, determined and rational. Often it is not possible to see a leader in the resolute dimension giving motivational, emotional speeches or showing much enthusiasm. They are more likely seen deep into debate or working on tricky problems. Resolute leaders should increase their effectiveness by focusing on personal warmth, tactful communication and attention to others' needs. Then coming to the last dimension of leadership, that is commanding dimension. These leaders are decisive and direct. They take charge of the situation and show a rare level of confidence. They have a natural take charge attitude and are motivated to achieve. They love nothing more than to cross the finish line and see the looks on people's faces. Leaders who primarily use the commanding dimension tend to be competitive, driven and assertive. They can be powerful, decisive leaders who enlist others to work quickly towards ambitious goals. They enjoy blazing new trails even through unfamiliar territory. Commanding leaders would increase their effectiveness by focusing on patience and empathy. In their hurry to get results and beat the competition, they can be challenging and demanding. At their best, they can be forceful, egoistical leaders who push others without care for organizational morale or cohesion. Okay, these are the 8 dimensions of leadership. Please try to understand the qualities of each dimension and the limitations of each dimension, and try to understand that if you want to be an effective leader, you should try to use a combination of all these dimensions of leadership. Okay, thank you.